Hey, and welcome to this presentation called Prune to Increase Growth and Productivity in Our Lives. I love to prune. I've probably been pruning things for literally over 55 years. Started as a youngster. I'm just sort of into it. And it's a great metaphor. It's a great analogy to use, in our life. So let's tell you a little bit what we're going to talk about, then I'll introduce myself and they'll go right into it. I'm going to talk about, obviously, pruning as it relates to productivity and growth. I'm going to talk about trying to create a mindset of continuous pruning, because as we know, when we're pruning a tree, it then grows. And that's the idea. It actually grows more quickly, curiously, when we trim it. So it's a continuous thing. So we need to do that in our lives if we're going to use this metaphor of continually pruning ourselves. We need to develop this mindset of continuous pruning. We need a plan. You just don't go in and start hacking away at a tree. You need a plan. Before you make your first cut, you say, what am I trying to accomplish? What's the end result going to look like? So pruning is a planning process, which again, we need to do in our lives. We need to look at what can we do to improve ourselves, but then have a plan to do it. We must be ready to make tough decisions, because not all the pruning involves things that are dead. Sometimes we're taking away live branches, but it's necessary to take them to improve things. So there's some tough decisions involved as well. But I really want the takeaway for you in this particular presentation is to say, what in my life should I prune out immediately? What should I remove from my life that's going to help improve my life? So I want you to be thinking about that as we go through this presentation. Okay, my name is Mr. Advocate. I'm the founder of the Genesis Coaching Group, Inc. I'm a mindset, relational, and financial coach. I'm an author. I have a university degree from the University of Toronto in economics and psychology. Okay, we're looking at palm trees here. And we need to, obviously I've just started, to do the pruning process. Now, every tree, every bush, every plant, every flower you look at has a different pruning concept, strategy, and solution. So the first takeaway is one size fits one when it comes to pruning. Everything's not the same. So you have to understand the tree, the plant, how it grows, how it's going to mature, how it's going to create more fruit. So again, it's not just a hack job. It really requires a lot of thought, and we need to develop that again in our own lives, of what to prune in our own life. It requires, a lot of thought. So the purpose that we're really trying to do when we're pruning in our own life is we're trying to look on how can we excel financially, relationally, spiritually, physically. So what do we need to prune? What are the obstacles? What are the things in the way that are preventing us from excelling in this area? We want to look at things that will help us discover and do our purpose in life. Discover and do our purpose in life. So we're looking to accomplish those goals vis-a-vis the pruning, process. And the last thing is to be known and loved, and to know and love. This is just a big deal, in life. So that's another thing that we look to as we're trying to develop things. Okay, now, Mother Bear, you need to prune things out of your life. You need to prune things out of your cub's life. That's not the question. The question is how to do it. Because foundationally, you're a nurturer, you're a protector, and this whole concept of cutting away, especially live things, that's a real issue. So it's tough. My wife, she nurtures all the plants in the garden, and she talks to them, and she loves on them and everything else. So cutting them, that's kind of really difficult for her. So anyway, she calls upon me to do the cutting. Sometimes we need other people to help in the cutting process, and that's why I'm developing the climb. I've partnered with my daughter, who has a degree in psychology and a master's in counseling, to develop what we call this climb, and it has 12 super practices that'll help people rise to their tops and be stabilized emotionally and financially and relationally and all that. So it's going to be a tool for you, so that if you can't get the pruning thing done in your own life and your cubs, hold on, help's coming, we're going to help you do it. You'll be able to sort of hand off your cubs to us, and we'll do the pruning. At least we'll be suggesting and highly motivating them, to do so. Okay, so that's a quick video for you. I want you to know there's hope. I want you to know that we understand the pruning process more than just what's going on in the garden, but at a human level. And we have a practice, a super practice. It kind of comes under that fasting, concept, obviously pruning concept, abstaining concept of how to really get that done, how to break addictions and those types of things. So subscribe to the channel so that when the climb is ready, we're going to be able to notify you so that you can jump on that immediately. All right, so hopefully this is going to give you some hope, get your ideas going in the direction of pruning. And yeah, what is that one thing that you can do immediately? I was thinking about that about myself. I'm asking you to do it, so why shouldn't I do it? So I was really thinking, what do I need to cut out right now in my life? So I thought that, I need to cut out people that are toxic, people that trash talk, people that create conflict and hate and blame game. I need to cut them out. So I need to prune them, from my life. And then something that's not as maybe dramatic is that sometimes I eat out too much. Yeah, and so I mean, you'd have to prune some of that. Now with the pandemic, that's not really a current issue, but at least it has. So all pruning doesn't have to be dramatic, and it doesn't have to be something that's negative. So what is it for you? Just think of one thing. We got to get it in the habit. See, develop the habit here, the practices. One thing that you should prune and continuously prune. It's going to grow back. We appreciate that, but then it needs to be pruned again. Again, keeping your mindset, how am I growing? How's this going to help me grow? How can I be more productive, by doing so? Okay, so it's developing this mindset. I want you to do that by doing something, taking some action immediately right now. Do it. It's going to benefit you, and it's going to benefit your cubs. Okay, enough. We'll see you on the next video. I look forward to it, and as I always, have a great day. Bye for now.